Well, as an unofficial Eagles scout and coach, what do you think of the 2024 Eagles, brother?
I think they're immensely talented. I think they had a lot of talent last year, especially on offense. And I think that some things stalled out. I think that this year they're going to be really good. They've improved on defense. They've added new pieces in the secondary. They've drafted some guys and have a more well-rounded group. Defensive line-wise, I think they're very good. Linebacker is the question mark. I think it's waiting to see how Nakobe Dean comes back and some of these new guys fit in. I like the linebackers coach. I've talked to him, and I just think they're going to be really good. I think they have a lot of talent. I think that Jaylen Herz is going to have a bounce-back year. I think they have two coordinators who have proven success in the league, in Kellen Moore now and Vic Fangio. And I think that last year there was a lot in place after losing those two guys in the previous coordinators, and Shane Steichen and Jonathan Gannon. And for whatever reason, it didn't work. There's a lot of reasons for that. But I think that with these two guys here, they've won a lot of football games. They've done a great job at calling plays on both sides of the ball. I think when you take into account good play calling with really highly talented individuals, it would be shocking to me if they don't perform at a very high level this year.
Yeah. They got a whole lot of talent. That's for damn sure. Well, the media has been asking Jalen Hurts on his thoughts on the first season, not on the receiving end of Jason snaps.
He's probably thankful for that.
His take was, we had a great player in Jason Kelce who took on a lot of responsibility. And as a result of that, I was told not to worry about a lot of things. And so my eagerness to learn over the years was kind of halted. And but now times are different, which sounds like Jalen took his game to another level, man. You got to love that.
There's a lot of media in Philadelphia that are blowing this into like a negative assessment, like he's making an excuse or something like that. And
no,
I've shared this exact sentiment with Jalen. I think he's at the stage now in his career that he can take that next step forward in making a lot of these protection calls and things that I did for him early in his career when he's a young player. He's seen a lot. And I think that a lot of the things we struggle with late in the year with the blitzes, when teams do a great job of disguising things and you really don't know if you can, where to direct it, the quarterback has to feel comfortable with where he's hot at. And I think that Jalen now controlling a lot of this and taking this ownership on is going to help, especially for situations like that.
100%.
But I think him taking on this as a responsibility is going to accelerate his game across the board. And I think he's ready for it. One, from a knowledge base. Two, I think he's ready for it just by being a more experienced player. And he's going to be more of a leader. He needs to be more of a leader and have more of this responsibility on him. So I'm excited to see how this goes for him this year. I think mixing in that portion of it, as well as, you listen, the coaches have had a full offseason. They know that they are going to get blitzed a lot early this year based on how last year ended. They've been focused on different ways to defeat the blitz, either from, getting rid of the football to checks to putting the protection in ways that are conducive for the play called. And I think that all of these things that they've been working on all off season is going to, I think it's just going to lead to a much more productive offense, especially in regards to that. So I'm excited to watch all of this take place.
You can't take anything negative out of that. All you can take is that he's taken the next step. He's getting better, ladies and gentlemen. So don't take that as a negative thing, just because it's something that he didn't have to worry about in the years past. Understand that he wants to know, and now he's putting in the work to figure those things out so that he can play better, he can play faster, he can play more confident.
For sure.
Pat Mahomes talks about how he couldn't even read a defense the first year he was in the league. And it all just, you have to find that groove of wanting to get better. And really you have to be surrounded by coaches and players and people that'll tell you exactly how to do that and how to figure things out. And I think that Sirianni is a great offensive mind, or a great coach. And obviously Kellen Moore is going to do a great job of making him feel comfortable. And
couldn't agree more.
I just think that it's blown way out of proportion if you're looking at that as a negative thing. All I see is that he's getting better and that he's looking for ways to improve in 2024, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Nick backed him up with this comment. He said Jalen Hurts comments he made on the radio this week about how he will have more control this season, as Jason Kelce was previously in charge of a lot of things at the line of scrimmage. He said it was Jalen being able to do some things at the line of scrimmage and Kelce handling a big portion of that. So, yeah, what he said is 100% true. I think that, I've made this exact statement to Jalen. I think he's ready to take this next step, and I think in some ways is going to help him become a better player. I don't think reading into this negatively, I think, Trav, you hit on it really well as well. I'm excited to watch how Jalen grows as a player, and I think coaches as well.
He's proven a lot of people wrong when they doubt him. That's no damn sure, man.
And I think the coaches and Nick Sirianni and everybody involved, there's been a lot of attention put on a lot of this stuff all off season in an effort to fix it. So it's always interesting playing new coordinators week one, especially guys that weren't promotions from within. The Eagles are playing a coordinator, Jeff. It's like Hafley or Hafley. I forget his last name, but he's been like a year in San Fran, and then the last 5 or 6 years been in college. And it's like, what is this guy going to do?
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. I don't really know what to expect. The Packers, for the most part, have been a 3-4 system as of late. And this guy's kind of got a lot of stuff in his veins. So it'll be interesting to see what it looks like.
Well, the best thing is he's got a lot of talent around him, baby.
No doubt.
And he's got a big offensive line that's going to be able to run the ball. And so it's one thing if it was all on him, but I think he's got a lot of guys that he can help him along the way. And half the battle is just getting that ball in their hands, man, and letting them be special themselves.
I mean, that's what you already said, big offensive line. Then we signed Saquon Barkley. Like, dude, I mean, and then you look at the weapons outside. There is a ton of talent in Philadelphia. I just think that they're going to answer the bell so well this year.
I went up to Sirianni. He was like, "Yeah, but we dial some more shit up for my guy Dallas Goedert, man."
Dude, he's a slept on guy. Not a lot of the general public realize Dallas is a stud. People in Philadelphia know, but he's got all the tools. He's a sneaky savvy route runner. He's got that wiggle.
When you turn on that film, you see it, man.
Yeah, exactly.
It might not be in the stat book as much, but when you turn on that film, you see it, man.
For sure.
All right. Well, Eagles down in Brazil Friday night.
How about that?
The Packers. How about it, man? Eagles play the Packers down in Brazil on Friday night. Can't wait to see that one.
Sao Paulo.
And shout out to the Birds.